Hello, everyone. I am Krish Chopra. I am the founder and CEO of NP Hub. I'm an investor. I do a bunch of things in Atlanta, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about a really interesting topic, and that's something that I would say I've struggled with over the years, and something that I'm constantly growing at, which is making business decisions that are unpopular. Now, a lot of early entrepreneurs essentially go through this weird phase, which is they are working by themselves or with with their co-founder, or maybe an employee or two, and they're growing, and they're hustling. Go. And it's a small team, all hands on deck, all decisions are popular, all consensus vote, and you're just executing, and it's adrenaline and it's amazing. And then you get to a certain level where you start realizing, and you start realizing that your product is great, your service is amazing, so you hire more people, and your team is growing, and the responsibilities are growing, and the stress is higher, and you're starting to create a company, a large organization, 5, 6, 10 people, maybe 20. And at this current point, sometimes you get to a level where you're now friends, and almost kind of like it's a huge camaraderie with your team. And I've always seen that you can't really always be friends with your team. And the truth is I don't fully agree with that. But there will be times where you need to remember that it's your responsibility as a founder or CEO or the executive of any organization that you have to make decisions that can be unpopular. And that's, unfortunately, but also fortunately, the luxury that you're given, right? And the responsibility that's given to you. So in this case, whether or not your business is, whether or not you have a friend or someone in your organization that's working on an amazing initiative, but they're not having the level of success that you want to see as someone that's forecasting the future of the company, in that case, even though it would hurt their feelings to let them know, hey, we need to put you on another project, you have to make that decision because that's what's right for the business. And no matter what you do, you have to put business decisions above your immediate relationships or camaraderie or even friendship. Because what you're doing in that case is very similar to when you have a friend and you don't want to give them some news that might bother them, but in the long run, it's really going to hurt them. If I make a bad decision right now in my business by not being honest and making a good business decision, but making a decision on personal emotion, then it might make somebody or my company, people might feel great for a few months. But in the long run, they're gonna be upset because it would hurt our growth. It would hurt their career. It'll hurt their development. In the same token, if you have a friend and they have a challenge, say for example, they're the type of person that's constantly every day going out to the bars, going a bit crazy, getting a bit drunk, and you never sit them down and talk to them and say, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Can we talk about this? And you just let them activity persist because you don't want them to be upset at you. Over the long run, that's gonna hurt them. It's the same thing in business, same thing in your company. You have to make sure that no matter what you're doing, you're creating an environment where at the end of the day, you as the owner, startup founder, the entrepreneur, the person who owns the company, the buck stops with you. You have to make the hard decisions. And that's just something that every young founder has to go through. They go through that point where they make decisions and it's popular, and then they start making some decisions that aren't popular. And then they have to really kind of step up and say, okay, now what? Who am I gonna be? What type of leader am I gonna be in the organization when the decisions I make, I know are right? My partners know I'm right, but they're not popular. All right, everyone, I'm gonna leave you with that to think about today, and I wanna hear what your thoughts are on this topic. I know it can be very, very kind of sensitive. You have a lot of different theories on this out there on the internet, so I'm really excited to see what people's feedback is.